Howdy folks, and welcome back. Creepy Kentuckian here with, yes you guessed it, another horror movie review. This time we're taking a look at a brand new Blu-ray edition of an 80s slasher film, an early 80s slasher film from our good friends over at Arrow Video from 1982, directed by Robert Dubelle. It's Girls Nite Out, also known as the Scaremaker, which almost sounds like an Undertaker ripoff in like USWA or something like that. But anyway, this was released, that ever since it was announced, I was very excited to check it out. Just look at that cover, man. I mean, come on. This is an 80s slasher, 1982. There were so many slasher movies in the early 80s, especially 81, 82. Massive years for the genre. And this is a movie that I had never previously seen. I'd heard about it. I knew, kind of the premise, which, the movie itself is set in Ohio in a rural college campus, follows some jocks, and the cheerleaders are going on a scavenger hunt that a local radio disc jockey put together, and people just start getting killed off in violent and sadistic ways. The killer in this is the school's mascot, which is that bear right there, and his weapon of choice is, it's a paw made out of like steak knives there. And this is a killer cover. I don't know who does all of Arrow's artwork and all that, but great job on this. A lot of this movie is revolving around the disc jockey who receives the phone calls from the maniac. A lot of the music, they play a lot of the same songs, but it is recognizable songs, I think mainly from the mid to late 60s. You've got Ohio Express, Yummy, 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 I've Got Love in My Tummy, which that doesn't go over in 2022 like it did in 1968. The Lovin' Spoonful, Summer in the City was another big song that they had on the soundtrack on this. So that's kind of surprising. I don't know if they got a pretty good deal on that, or, this movie is set in Ohio, if maybe they knew somebody from Ohio Express, possibly. Like, hey, we want to use Yummy, Yummy, Yummy. Hook us up. There is an amazing scene in this. It's a post-lovemaking scene. And I'd never seen this before in an 80s slasher movie, where the man just rears back and he's like, listen, 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 and cracks the biggest, juiciest fart of all time. And they both, the man and the woman, just both laugh at it like, oh, you farted, man. I just love that. I rewound that like seriously 3 times. I got a chuckle out of that. That's a first for 80s slashers. Genre veteran Hal Holbrook was in this as campus police officer. He's investigating what all is going on during this scavenger hunt at this college campus. There's some red herrings along the way. And there you go. That is Girls Nite Out, aka the Scaremaker. I had fun with this. This is one of those slasher movies that there's not a whole lot of slashing that goes on in it, but it's got some fun stuff in it along the way. I thought it was very well made. The movie was like a party type vibe. This is a fun one, guys. I mean, if you're a slasher completist, you've already pre-ordered this thing. And I've talked to a lot of people that have. It came out just a couple of days ago from Arrow Video. And this limited edition is killer. On the back, it is pretty much a recreation of the video artwork on the back. This is a limited edition version with the slipcover and all that. Inside, you have the same artwork, but the flip side has a recreation of the theatrical artwork, which is pretty neat as well. And this movie was one that on VHS, it was in the video store pretty regularly. I think it was a Thorn EMI tape back in the video store days. You do have a little booklet, which Arrow Video is synonymous for, that tells about the making of the movie and all that good stuff. The cast. Julia Montgomery is probably the top name in this, aside from Hal Holbrook, who you'll remember from Revenge of the Nerds, the first one, and I think a couple of the sequels. She was Betsy. They got photos. There's one of the bear up there. Photos and just a basic, how did this movie come to be? That's some original Scaremaker artwork there for you. And here as well, which Arrow did do a limited version of this under the Scaremaker name. They're very cool about doing that sort of thing. The Blu-ray itself of Girls Nite Out, very interesting, because this was a movie that the original source material was lost. They used a 35mm film print, a few of them actually, to try to construct the best version of Girls Nite Out that they could in HD. Now, this movie does not look flawless, so I just wanted to point that out. Arrow has kind of a warning at the beginning of the movie that, hey, this was taken from the best known source materials possible. You're going to notice it's not perfect, and it's not, but it's the best version of Girls Nite Out that you're going to get on home video for sure. I had a lot of fun with this. There's a lot of really cool special features, some interviews, audio commentaries, theatrical trailers, all kinds of good stuff. I will take a screenshot of that and show you guys. You can take a look at every little extra that's on this thing. That is it, guys. That is Girls Nite Out. It is out now from Arrow Video. Check it out and check us out over at DEADPIT.com. Give us the thumbs up.
Up your butt.
Like, subscribe. And if you subscribe, here's something else you can do. Once you subscribe, you can click the bell notification, right? And it'll notify you anytime that Dead Pit puts up new shit.
Or don't. I really don't give a if you do or
I
don't.
want you to. I want you to.
I don't care.
Let's keep our community growing here on YouTube.
I don't like it. I don't want you to do nothing.
Listen, they need to do that, pal.
No, don't you dare touch it.
Thumbs up. Subscribe. And click that bell.
For this video officially, it's Old Curly Jaws has a message for you. Go on over to shop.deadpit.com and go look at their Teen Public store right now. You've got some new shirts like the Old Curly Jaws official t-shirt, which is brutal and badass. You got the Yummy Gummy shirt with the captain himself on the shirt. You got Uncle Bill's face on a fucking shirt. You got the Final Girl shirt. You got all these shirts over at shop.deadpit.com. Get them before they're all out, especially the new one, Bedtime's in39. It doesn't get better than that, so go on out. Check out these shirts at shop.deadpit.com. Go look at their Teen Public store. You're going to have a good old time. Get them all!
Thank you to all of our supporters on Patreon. Dead Pit on Patreon.com is the only place to check out a complete archive of the old Dead Pit radio shows all the way back from 2005 on, in addition to the midweek shows and fan commentaries, exclusive podcasts, and much more. Dead Pit on Patreon.com if you're interested. Tiers start at only $1.